What's going on, fam? Welcome to the Sam Cologne Show, the Messenger, Sammy Cologne Show, whatever it is what we want to call it today. But I'm super excited to share a topic with you today that I feel impacts a lot of us, especially those of us who are transforming or going through a certain thing in life where they're up leveling. And then the people around them, they feel tied to them in a way and obligated that stunts your growth. That's number one. Then number two being that when things are going well, you start to question, and that little question that'll break everything apart is, can things really be this good? All right? And I'm here to tell you that yes, it can. But once you start asking that question, all the other things in the background in that subconscious space that can cause the things not to be good is going to come up. So let's start off with a quick story. I call him a kid because he's a lot younger than me, but he came to work at my real estate office years ago. I'd say probably about 2007. And when he came to work with me, he was young, he was green. He had just left. He went to college, but he's like, this ain't for me, and he left. So when he came to work with me, I think he was about 19. And he came in as an intern. I saw potential in him. At that time, we had probably about like 16 interns. But it was him and another young man that I'm like, these kids got it. They don't realize they got it, but they got it. And so I put a lot of attention and work on him, and he just flourished. He became one of our top, sales acquisitions. And, fast forward to today, he's actually working at a startup, making multiple six figures because of everything that he learned, right? So he calls me the other day, and he goes, hey, man, I know we haven't talked in a while, blah, blah, and this and that. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? Talk to me. And what came out was like, it's hard for me to talk about what I'm processing right now with the people around me because I don't feel like they're going to understand. And I'm like, why don't you feel like they're going to understand? Well, a few weeks ago, they came over my house because he moved. Now he's in Vegas. Most of his family is in Jersey. So a lot of friends and family went to go visit him. And so, they did come over, and, as conversations are brewing and we're all sharing things, it wasn't it. Like every time I tried to pivot to share my excitement of life, everybody was talking all this nonsense and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And so what I told him was, in an experience like that, you be the example. You don't have to worry about what other people are sharing, because what happens sometimes, and I know I went through this, you feel like you're being boastful. Because everybody is going through some shit, and all they're talking about is like, oh, this bill, oh, my car broke down, all this, all that. But in your life, shit is going real nice, right? And so you feel boastful sharing like, oh, I just bought, this $5,000 watch because I got it like that, right? Right now in my life, in his life, he had it like that. But he felt uncomfortable sharing. And all the things that are going on in his life, he's engaged, he's working on setting things up to buy a house, beautiful things happening in his life. He got a really good position where he's in. They gave him a really sweet package, and he couldn't share it with the people that he loves. So he felt very uncomfortable. And what started happening is he went down the road of feeling like an imposter. The imposter syndrome kicked in. And so he started to think wow, like this is my reality. Like, is all this possible for me? Like, is all this possible? Like me being able to do all these things when all the people that I know and love, they're not doing it. And they don't even want to talk about this. So now all the psychological stuff starts happening. And still, in the midst of all that, his life is still unraveling in a beautiful way. But then, fast forward from that, well, I believe he told me it was in the beginning of August, towards the end of August. Now he's processing like, wait a minute, can life really be this good? Right? And now I can tell you from my experience, and I've been through this particular loop, continually, right? Because it's every time I go to, like, I don't want to say every time, often, every time I, word check, often when I am going into a new level, what starts to happen is that process of, increasing the, people like to call it your wealth thermostat, or your new life vision, upgrading all these things starts to bring old patterns up. And sometimes what happens is you start to question, can things be this good? From my experience, the last time this happened, I started questioning. Everything was going beautifully. Like, manifesting was happening. All the things, the vision, everything just falling in place. And I'm just driving, like, just being grateful. And, like, this little thought very far back. back. Just like, can things really be this good? Can it really be this smooth and easy? And I didn't, like, delete it and get it out. And what started happening, within a couple of days, things started to unravel. I actually got scammed out of, it was like a Bitcoin investment, out of like $130,000, right? And I truly believe, from the work that I've done, it has to do with the thoughts of, like, can it really be this good, right? And so there were other things that happened during that time, that it took me about a good 30, 60 days of, like, working through it and what is going on, and trying to figure out, going into my meditative space, identifying my patterns, my behaviors. And I realized that it had to do with the fact that I questioned the ability to live a totally fulfilled life. It is okay for you and me and everyone around us to live a totally fulfilled life. But then what happens with that question, with that, like, oh, can it really be this good? It boils down to your self-worth. Am I worthy of living this beautiful, amazing life that I feel at this moment that I'm manifesting? And if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and say, you are worthy. You are worthy. I am worthy. And really embody that. Like, I'm worthy. Like, what the fuck? Why am I not worthy of what it is that I am putting the work in for? What it is that I've created based upon all the work and all the efforts and all the people that I connected and helped. And why am I not worthy of embodying this in my life and continually level up? Right? And so you ask yourself that question. And when that question comes up for you, work through it and let it go. Because I'm here to tell you that you are worthy of it. Especially if you put it in the work. Especially if you're the one, like, with the vision. Especially if it's coming to life. If it's actually unraveling in your life, it's because you were worthy. If not, it wouldn't have happened. Now, when you're having these things where it's that tussle of back and forward of you, going into a new level, and old limited beliefs are trying to hold you back, take the time, the moment the shit is coming out of your mouth or in your thoughts, and say, delete. Or cancel. And with that intentions in those words, you let it go. Gone. Don't allow yourself to go down the story like, could it be this good? Could it be this easy? If you want to try it on your own to see what happens, go for it. But I can tell you from my experience, it doesn't serve you. And from his experience, as he's sharing, I'm like, right now, say delete. He's like, what are you talking about? Say delete right now. Okay, God damn it. Delete. What happened? I said, these words that are coming out of your mouth, your words create reality, right? Now, not only that, you also been thinking about it, right? So as within, so without. And what's going to happen is shit is going to start to fall apart, and you will fucking self-sabotage yourself if you don't realize that you are fucking worthy of what it is that you have worked so hard to create and allow yourself to receive. it's okay for you to freaking receive. You're worthy of it. You've done the work. It's time for you to receive. And then the big pay that they're giving you and the big package and all that stuff, you fucking deserve it. And to tell you the truth, honestly, I think you're worth more. But right now, if this makes you happy, go for it. Take it. Embrace it. Enjoy your freaking life. And then when that next level comes, just know Uncle Sam is here telling you like you are worthy more and more, because you are. But it's all going to depend on what it is that you are capable of embodying. What are you capable of allowing to be without questioning? Just allow it to be. You can't question what it is that you want it to allow to be, because then there is a separation. Just allow it to be. And when it's happening, just be grateful. Gratitude. I can't tell you how many times I pulled over and freaking got up on the highway and gotten on my knees and embraced the earth and embraced God, the sky, everything that is, and say, thank you. Not for one particular thing, not for the car, not for the house, not for the family, nothing. Just thank you. Because I'm fucking so grateful. And that is the vibration you want to be in. So if you ever get in a state where you're questioning, like, wow, can it be this good? Oh, wow, can it be this easy? Delete, and say, yes, it could be. And I am worthy of that. And then switch your focus. Delete the thought, the words, if they came out of your mouth, and then switch the focus on your gratitude for the life that you have and the life that you're creating. And instantly, that's going to shift that open portal, if we want to call it that open door that you left to doubt. Because that's doubt. Could it be this good? That's doubt. Could it be this easy? That's doubt. Don't allow doubt in your being, especially when you're creating at such a high vibration. Right? So, what I would like to do is call my brother B, the producer. We're going to call him from behind the scenes. And I don't know, this is, if you're watching these videos, you see that it's not all the time, but sometimes something happens, or something, a little nudge to bring B on. So I think that he should come on, and we want to jam out on this topic just a little bit, because I truly believe that
1, 2, 2.
a lot of us that are transforming and doing things in life and bettering ourselves, we get caught up in that cycle of doubt. And every time you're getting to a higher level, you get beat up. And the one that's doing the beating up is you, based upon your programming, your subconscious beliefs, all the things that you are still attaching yourself to. Let it go. And the next thing, there was 2 things that I touched on. The third one is, while B is getting, mic'd up and everything, is become your own hype man. Right? Me and B actually had a conversation about this several years ago. And just imagine having a conversation with yourself like if it's your best friend. Like that type of friend that actually like, yo, you got this. Yo, let's do this. You get what I'm saying? Like, look at that connection with your highest self, if you want to call it, that inner being, and let that be your hype man. Another quick story. I had a friend of mine. His name was, we call him Mo Blaze. You already know why they call him Mo Blaze, but yeah. So they call him Mo Blaze, and me and him, we hit it off, and we always we always hung out. We smoked together, we hung out together, we hung out with girls together. We did dirt together. We did it all. But one thing that he used to do, especially when we used to either work out, and when we were kids growing up, we slap box, and that evolved to actually boxing. We got boxing gloves, and we'll go to the basketball court and neighborhood against neighborhood, and we'll wrestle. But one of the things that he would do, he was like a hype man for me. So the moment that I was about to put on the gloves or start wrestling or doing whatever, he'd be like, "Hey, get him, dog. Get him, dog." And he'll just get me so hyped up that whoever was in front of me, they were getting slaughtered, right? And so like That's the type of relationship. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure that you've had somebody in your life that was able to do that for you, right? But cultivating that within yourself. Become your own hype man. Right? B, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. All right, awesome.
I just ain't want to interrupt the flow, man. There we go.
So I got my
Two.
daughter back here too. Do you
Two.
need her to go back and forward on the?
Nah, if you want to, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, I think that'll be cool.
No big deal.
Amita, you remember how to do it? All right, sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
talking.
Now, this is off the cuff. We ain't.
Producer Sky in the
Yeah.
building. Okay.
My daughter name is Sky, and B's already calling her producer. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so wait,
So-
see me, I'm looking like, all right.
So,
Tailbone, let me sit.
this off the cuff. We didn't talk about this.
No
This
problem.
is not like, we talked this through. So,
Yeah.
this topic,
Mm-hmm.
right? How does that resonate with you? And keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's
Yeah.
keep it real. Like,
Um,
and let's talk about how does it resonate with you,
Mm-hmm.
and are you experiencing something like that currently?
yes, it resonates 1,000,000,000% because I am experiencing that right now. So, my podcast, Grown Man Shift, was not the precursor, but the result of this space that I'm in. A year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, I was in that place. I was immature. I wasn't impeccable with my word. I was doing a lot of things, but not really doing a lot of things with intention and purpose and meaning and so forth and so on. I was just trying to pay bills or trying to do this. And I started noticing that part of waiting for the other shoe to drop because shit is good. Like, it can't be this good. Who am I to deserve this good life? And it played with me. It played with a lot of my energy output. But to your point, I started a gratitude journal. And I was every day, 10 things every day that I'm thankful for. I'm grateful for breathing. I'm grateful. Day 10 was a game changer. Like I felt a surge of energy that I've never felt in my life. Like, I could feel every ounce of vibrational energy around me. So much so I called my wife. I'm like, babe, you have to take some of this from me. Like, it's just so much. You have to. And I gave her a hug. But how it started to show up is being more observant of what I'm doing and how I'm being, as opposed to how I'm doing and what I'm being. I'm being myself. I'm not producer. I'm not a cameraman. I'm not these things. I'm me, and I do these things. I started to notice the separation between title and function. So it's like, as a mom, as a dad, you name the titles, it's not, I'm not the title. I am the person that has the title. So in this moment, I'm acting as a dad, or I'm performing the function of a dad. In this, I'm performing the function of a husband. In this, I'm performing the function of a business owner. In this, and separating that started to allow me to get out of the fray of just feeling low, feeling like I didn't have worth, feeling like I didn't have anything more to give the world than just words, which is not nothing. Words is everything. How you speak is how you live. I really believe that, especially going through this process of like getting the dirt tilled and excavated so good things could be planted. It's not to say that I wasn't being positive. It's not to say that I wasn't being optimistic, but those two things aren't synonymous with a good life. Just because you have a positive outlook doesn't necessarily mean that your talk to yourself is positive talk. It's not good talk. It's not me feeling good about myself. It's me feeling like I'm failing at this. I'm fucking up on this. I didn't do that right. I didn't say that right. This situation went bad. Blah, 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 blah. Just beating myself up. And maturing in the space is allowing me to just give me space. I'm human just like everybody else. Same place that I give somebody else to be empathetic to their situation. Yeah, you cut me off, but who knows why you cut me off? Your wife could be dying, your whatever. Something could be happening on the other end that I don't see, and immediately me judging you for something, I put myself in that position. If I was rushing to go do something and I had to save somebody's life, or I had to go to a situation that was whatever it was, I'd be rushing too. I'd be cutting people off too. It's not that I don't care. It's just in this moment, my focus is on this thing, and it's not allowing me to be attentive or pay attention to all of this other stuff. So I definitely have experienced losing long-term friendships as a result. Like how you were saying in your first story time, it's not that the level of conversation I have is different than the room that I'm in. It's the outlook that I have only allows me to be in certain rooms. Like my energy, my vibe, if I feel like it tastes like nasty in there, I'm not going in there. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of these relationships that I had to come under the microscope. Like, is this a relationship that's adding to the energy, or is it taking it away? Oh, it's taking it away. All right, cut that shit out. Is this thing that I'm doing adding to the energy? Do I feel fulfilled after I do this, or do I feel like I was in a boxing match going 38 rounds? That shit gotta go. So it's like eliminating the things that I started noticing were energy sucks, that weren't really speaking to this place that I see for myself. I see the person that I'm growing into, I know I already am. It's the habits that come with it that have to catch up. And those are the things that I'm constantly putting into my field of view now. It's how Gabe say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And that shit, it's like a dagger in my side when I'm like, of course you do this like this, because you do that like that, and that like that, and that like that. Oh yeah, and that like that. And everything can't be done that way. It's not productive. It doesn't add to the quality of what I'm building. It actually takes it away. So if I'm doing everything last minute, I can't last minute with my kids. I can't last minute with my wife. I can't last minute with my life. And that's what I was doing. I was no plan. Just, let's whatever come. And that shit is not mature either. Like, yeah, you have to be amenable and you have to be flexible, but there's certain things that you have to build for yourself in order to safeguard from the energy sucks, the negative self-talk, the being in places that I know I'm not supposed to be, being around people that I know I'm not supposed to be around, being involved in things that don't say this thing that I have as the goal. It doesn't say that. So it's a lot that's been changing. It's a lot that's been happening. And I'm blessed to be able to see it for what it is and not beat myself up because I did that first. Well, man, all this time I've been this kind of dad. And now that I see there's a different path, now I feel bad for all of the, like, nah, if I knew this, I would be moving on this. So why am I beating myself up for not having this thing in my field of awareness? Now that it is, what am I going to do with it now? As opposed to I didn't have it before, and the 10 years before this, I could have did and should have did and would have did if I, what is that adding to now? It's not. So being present, pushing all of the noise out of the way and really hearing my voice, like really being by myself, really tuning into, okay, it's beating. All right, cool. Let's start with that. It's unobstructed. Okay, let's start with that. You know what I mean? As opposed to a whole bunch of stuff that I don't have, because gratitude brought all of the things that I do have in my field. It's like, nah, I don't have $1 million, but I have a brain that can think, that can function. I'm resourceful. I have ingenuity on my side. Like, I might not have the $1 million in my bank account, but I have the $1 million in my mind, and all I have to do is just excavate the diamonds. I have to excavate it out in order to put it where I need to put it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got the diamonds already.
Yeah.
You got to excavate the dirt, right?
That's a fact.
So you just got to get the dirt out of the way, and the diamonds are already there.
Yeah.
So to me, the dirt would be, all the bullshit, right? All the negative thoughts, all the shit. So I want to touch base on what you talk about, like you beat yourself up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you don't do that. You did it before, but there are times. Is there times that you still do that?
I still fall into
Yeah, right. I know. I do it too. I just wanted to get clarity on that, right? But that doesn't. That part can serve you,
Yeah.
but not if you linger in it, right? Because that's like self accountability, right? Like there are people that talks about, like, oh, I got an accountability partner. If you need that, fine, great. I'm not. I'm not knocking it, right? Because there was a time where I thought that was a thing that was needed, right? Accountability partner. But the true accountability partner is you.
It's a fact.
Your relationship with you, right? So like you were saying, being silent, okay, I feel the heartbeat, right? Okay, I could breathe, I don't feel tight, okay.
Yeah.
That's unobstructed. And then continually going down that path and then getting to the point where it's like, instead of like the negative thoughts of saying like, dang, you fucked up here, you didn't do that, you gotta do this, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
And having that talk with yourself, because not just being a hype man here, now you become your personal counselor and your personal mentor, and it's just that inner guidance. It's inside all of us. If we allow ourselves to be silent, get in that place of vulnerability, be honest, because you are honest. Everything that you said sounds to me that you're like. Honesty, right? And sometimes being honest hurts. It hurts. Like, damn. And then you start to like look at shit like from 10 years ago.
I was on some bullshit.
Yeah, 10 years, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like you really start going, and you sometimes, some people, I know I was one of those people, you go so deep that you like stomping, right? Like you're down bloody and out, and you still stomping like, you son of a bitch, like just really beating.
You could have did better.
Yeah.
How could you? This is crazy. You better than this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's like, but allowing that to fuel you to actually be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And not get caught up in that way you beating yourself up, but be honest and see those things. Okay, where do I need to change?
Yeah.
I could do this. I can do this. What can I do now to change? Do this. Do that. Now, while you're doing that and doing the gratitude, things are changing.
It's a fact.
Life is changing, right?
Whew.
Yeah. Like, and it happens. It starts to happen. People call it synchronistic moments. People call it, magic. But the truth is, it's just like we've spoken about this in the past, where you have the reticular activator system, right? So people talk about this in the self-development world, where it has to do with like, where you put your attention, the energy flows.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, say for example, you want to buy a car. And now you start looking for that car. You decide you're going to buy that car. You see it everywhere, right?
Man, people got purple Toyota Camrys. This is crazy.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to propaganda, being the news and all the shit out there, is fear-mongering. Social media, fear-mongering, wannabe. Like, they show you all the lack. You open your phone and you see how much everybody else has, make you think that you don't have.
Yeah.
Right? So it's designed this way. However, if you can take the time to do your gratitude journal. Don't go on your freaking phone first. Go do your gratitude journal and activate that reticular activator system to actually start to look at the things that you do have.
Yeah.
And that will allow you to focus on the things that you are creating versus on the things that you don't have.
It's a fact.
Now, when that happens, from my experiences, shit starts to come up.
It do.
And when those shit starts to come up, that's what I was mentioning before, where could it be this good?
Yeah.
Like you start doubting yourself and you start going down that path. Like what have you found useful in your toolbox to get you through those moments?
Remembering why. Like why did I pick up the pencil and pen to start a gratitude journal? That helplessness, that lack feeling, I know it's not true. It's a perceived truth, but it's not true. Everybody's a millionaire because you can breathe and you can think. So if you can breathe and think, that is like 99.9% of what it is that will get you to wherever you want to go. It's the habits and the discipline to those habits that actually make it what it is. I started exercising. I stopped eating certain foods. I started adopting a better way of treating myself with care. I can't expect to have this illustrious, beautiful life, and I treat myself like shit. I'm garbage in, garbage out, right? So it's like if I'm pulling in all of the good as much as I can, wherever I find it. It's a beautiful day out. It could be raining. To me, we need the rain because we need the water in the soil for things to grow and blah, blah, blah. It's not that bad. I get to stay at home with my kids and my wife, and it's not that bad. I get to spend time not doing a bunch of shit because it's crazy outside. You get what I'm saying? So it's
I
like
get what you're saying.
starting to cultivate this space where I just love on me first. Like you said, you wake up in the morning, it's easy to jump on the phone and see what's happening on the gram. But then what's happening with you?
Yep.
Am I checking in with myself?
Your most important relationship.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like always remembering where my feet are planted and that I am where my feet are planted. I'm not where the bills are due 2 weeks from now. Right now, I'm where my feet are planted. And if that is a fear, what can I do to actually close the gap between this thing that I feel like I don't have and right now? It's simple math, but like you said, because it's all of these things playing on our emotions, playing on our mind, it's hard to differentiate between inspiration, aspiration, you know what I'm saying? Because you do get inspired. You see somebody on the gram, they flexing, this, that, and the third, they got the car you want, or they living in the house that you want, or they got the kind of relationship you want. You can be inspired to be like, yo, man, that shit, that's a goal of mine. But then as soon as it turns into the comparison, like, well, how come I don't have that? You're not them. You ain't go through all the shit that they had to go through to live this life that you are, oh my God. I remember one time I had got into a, and I don't speak to either one of these individuals now, especially due to like self-accountability. Like, what am I allowing in my space? Am I allowing somebody to like take advantage of me? Yeah, I'm doing it. Why am I doing it? I don't know why I'm doing it. Well, sit down and fucking like think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff, not blaming everybody for the ebbs and flows in my life. There's certain things you allow, like tragedy and all of that stuff. I don't know how we call that on us. I don't. And I'm not gonna speculate because I don't know. But if it's not that, like I'm walking outside and the plane falls on me, or I'm in the elevator and the shit snapping, my arm gets snapped off. Like those kind of things, I don't know how that happens. But since none of that stuff happened, I kind of, anyway, before I get too deep into that, this conversation that I had with these two individuals, it was the picture of Jay-Z with the Blueprint 3. I think he's standing on a Bentley with the suit on, right? And both of them were like, man, praising him for what he has. Like, man, he dope because he got this, he got that, he got this. And I'm like, nah, he dope because of whatever he went through to have these things that we deem to be valuable or popular or what's up or lit or whatever, right? And they looked at me crazy, like, nah, because when he was on the grind, shit was tough. Yeah, but that's why he's standing on the album cover in front of a Bentley. Like, he couldn't have gotten that if he didn't go through whatever he had to go through.
If he didn't overcome those things that,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like,
And think different too.
yeah, knowing that the life I have is because I did overcome some shit. And not taking that lightly. Like, nah, like I said, it ain't been no calamity or crazy, but that's perception or perspective.
But you've been through some things that you've overcome.
You get me?
And they make you stronger.
That's a fact.
And
So-
that's a topic that we'll touch on the next episode. And like living your life like a game.
Yeah.
And like realizing like the things that we go through. I have a theory that I'm gonna share on the next show.
Make
that,
sure y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, for real. This one's good. This is a theory. We'll talk it through.
Nah, he's saying it's a theory, but it's some factual stuff to that, for sure.
It's a theory, but we'll see how it plans out because I truly believe that like we are designed in such a way that we have these things, these challenges, if we want to call it that, so then we can have that reward.
Yeah.
Because just imagine you had everything that you wanted. You live in an island. You have everything, the food, and there's no such thing as money.
Yeah.
And you have everything that you want right there.
Yeah.
Like, will you be driven to do anything? will you be driven to do explore, to want more, to
Purpose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, would you?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So imagine everybody had what they want, you know? So I truly believe like we're designed in such a way, and when it comes to science, you can they have the hormones that they go off when you get, you know, your reward hormone, the dopamine, and you know what I'm saying? So there's a balance that creates when you're going through some shit,
Yeah.
and then when you overcome that shit,
Yeah.
right? That then now gives you drive to move forward to that thing that you want, and then go to the next step, to the next step.
Understood.
So when we talk about, again, this is just a real quick clip of for the next one, but living life like almost like if it's a video game, and realizing like when you face a boss, a challenge,
Yeah.
then when you face that boss, you level up,
That's a fact.
right?
Fuck you, Bow.
Yeah, exactly, right? And then just like that's why I believe that humans are so attracted to these video games and like going after that, beating that boss,
Yeah.
right? Because that's how we live our lives unknowingly. Like we overcome these challenges and we level up, right? Allowing yourself to embrace challenge, like this is a part of it, right? And then you also have the ability to call the challenge. Like today, I told you I was doing some MMA training. I haven't done that shit in years. Like my body is like literally, I'm keeping it together right now, but
Please,
everything's like, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? But I did that on purpose,
Yeah.
right? On purpose with a purpose,
Yeah.
right? And so like when you start to like have that relationship with challenges in life,
Yeah.
then you call them in. It's not gonna be like you get smacked in the face, and when it does, you know how to pivot.
Yeah.
You know how to work with it. You know how to flow with it.
Yeah.
Because you're not resistant to like, no, I'm trying to keep away the challenges in my life.
Yeah.
Nah, you get to the point where you're like, ole,
Yeah.
and you start working with them, right? And then you see the light in it. You see the beauty. You see how they're increasing you, leveling you up to get you to that next step.
Yeah.
And then you start to have a different sense for what is life.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you're in a mature level where you see that these things are meant to level you up.
Yeah.
When we get caught up in it and we're not realizing the gift in it, then we start negative talking.
Yeah.
Then we start bringing doubt into our lives. When we do get a little drop of good, like a freaking hungry animal, like a thirsty animal, just give me some more, give me some more, give me some more. Like
Please give me pain. This is,
yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like we go through life when one good thing happens, we're like, yeah, no, that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to be out here crawling.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be walking out with your chest high because you're a king. You're a king. I'm a king. You're a queen. You're a king. You're a queen. And that's the embody that shit.
I just started paying. I'm laughing because I just started paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Like walking, like literally walking with my chest up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that has brought it into my field of awareness, but the last like week, 2 weeks, I'm noticing, I'm like, yo, walk with your chest up, dog. Like, stop slouching down and being all meekish. Like, I don't have something to offer. I have something to offer.
Your mere presence is something to offer.
It's a fact.
The fact that you wake up and you have breath in your lungs,
Yeah.
and you're a living being, says that there's something for you to offer.
Yeah.
Because if not, you would have punched in that card in your sleep. How many people die in their sleep every day? You know? So just allowing yourself to embrace that. When I'm saying that to all of us.
Yeah.
You know, like allow yourself to embrace that and keep on moving forward in your life. Now, there's one suggestion that I want to make, and maybe we could do just a quick, before we wrap it up, a quick small meditation when it comes to releasing. And it's going to be, it's going to,
Unless it's like 2 minutes.
Oh, it's 2 minutes. Yeah, it's quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath.
Okay.
And then we're going to call back all your attention, all your energy, all the doubt, all the, can I do this? Can I do that? What I got to do? Call it all back.
I remember the first time I heard you say this, and you were saying that you do it at night. At night, you call all of it back before you go to sleep, just to get your energy back for the next day.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right. So wherever you are, find yourself propped up. Get on those sitting bones. Erect your spine. Take a nice, close your eyes, and take a nice, slow, deep inhale in through your nose. Soft. Very soft, deep inhale in through the nose. And just keep on inhaling and feel yourself filling up. Okay, now softly hold your breath. Now I want you to expand your vision with your eyes closed, like if you're looking at your peripheral vision. Look at all the way to the side. Now just become aware of the space and the energy. Now bring it in, into the heart, and then slowly let go, like in a wave, slowly and softly, right from the heart. Bringing all the energy into the heart and freeing it up, alchemizing all the energy around you. Let it go. Very, very good. Now, this is a quick technique that you can do anytime throughout the day that you're feeling like, hold it, become aware of all the energy around you, settle it down, harmonize, bring it into the heart, and let it go. And that's it. Ground it, call your energy back. How you feel right now?
Like a Care Bear.
Yeah.
Care Bear stare.
That Care Bear is like everything right here is just feeling so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's an exercise you can do. We can talk about that other thing in another show about the exercise that we can do at nighttime.
Yeah.
But bro, good stuff. Thank you for sharing openly. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this show. There was so much jewels and rubies and diamonds dropped in this. It was really good.
Yeah.
We started off with one topic, but it led to another. But I feel like it's all intertwined anyway. It's all connected, right? So it's some good stuff. But until next time, much love. God bless.